Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're playing some more Factorio. This time we're going to be looking into how we can speed this process up a little bit because currently our research is rather slow in comparison to what I would like. Now it's not so much a problem of the amount of research packs that we've got here, the science packs, because as you can see everything's nicely backed up. So we could start expanding this slightly by potentially just putting down a couple more science labs, which would speed things up. The only problem with that then is that we're probably going to require a few more science packs to actually keep everything running. It looks like power isn't really an issue at this moment in time, but we are slowly getting there, thank God. We're doing speed module 3, which I believe is quite a big one anyway, so 300 of each, yeah. So I mean that would go some extent to figuring out why it's taking a little while for things to research, but we can at least add one more lab in here, at least I think we can, until we have to rearrange all of this. Because I've done it in a very special way. In fact, I don't even think I need to worry too much. We could just move all of this down one. And, well, yeah. Okay, well, let's see how this is going. Everything else, though, is absolutely fine. It looks like we're producing a nice amount of these circuit boards now, which are slowly being turned into speed modules and other things that we're going to need eventually. These are all active provider chests, so as soon as we need these in some other system in the future, we're going to have a lot to hand, because we started production nice and early. Now, the only thing that I am thinking is that maybe we could do with a bit more of these red circuit boards being produced. And that is kind of where we're being held up right now, because we're using a lot of these green circuit boards elsewhere. And all of these are being taken off the line before they even get to the red circuit boards. So let's focus on this. Well, as soon as we put down this other science lab anyway. I think we are just going to have to move this, aren't we? There's not enough room up here. Okay, fine. That doesn't seem like that much of a big deal. We could just move it along one. Is that not going to work? No. Okay, so we are going to have to move all of this. That's fine. It's probably about time that we did this anyway. So we're going to pick up all of this stuff around here because we need this steel coming along this line still. And instead we're going to bring it up round the top part here, a little bit like this. And then it's going to come under here, and then down into this place. Like so. Right, okay, so now we need a load of underground stuff. Like this. In fact, can we do that all in one go? We can. Ah, much better for resources. Perfect. And that should bring along the steel quite nicely. And that's going to give us just enough room to add another one of these science places up here. Cool. Right. I think that's pretty much all we're going to need. We just need to have an input here and also another input here, which we can do quite easily by putting down a couple more of these power lines. Perfect. Right, so we've got another science lab going. Well, that's going to make that much difference, but it's nice to, you know, maximise the space where you can. Right, okay. Now, aside from that, we're going to have to sort out this green circuit board problem. What we could do for this is we could maybe get a splitter, because it feels as though we're taking all of these off, which it shouldn't be doing. It should be splitting them quite evenly if we can. But the problem with that is that we're going to have... Oh, this is a bit of a pain, isn't it? Maybe we'll go... Oh, shit. Just the way this is set up, because we've got both the copper cables and the circuit boards coming onto the same line, it's a bit tricky. So I suppose what we could do is maybe have these connect later on down here. And just split the circuit boards here instead. I think that probably would make sense, wouldn't it? So let's do that. Sure, okay. So we're going to bring this down here, get rid of this smart grabber, and instead we're going to have a splitter a little bit like this. And the splitter is going to then go into here, like that. Cool. Right, so that should work still, which is pretty nice. And it's going to split at least 50-50. Right, and then aside from that, we just want to bring this down here, like this, just beyond the splitter. So it merges in on this side like so. Okay, so that's going to bring the rest of these down there. And I don't think we need them going anywhere else. No, okay, so I think what we're going to do is... This should be splitting them quite evenly. I mean, 50-50 split, that's probably okay. I'm just thinking, how many of these circuit boards do we actually need up here? They're constantly going to be taken out of this chest. But we're constantly going to be needing them down here as well. So maybe we just need to expand our production of these. which is kind of a problem anyway because a lot of these copper cables aren't getting over here. And I don't really know how we're going to get more of them round. I suppose really what we need to be doing is getting some copper cables coming onto this side of the belt, the top side as well. Because otherwise this just isn't going to work, because by the time they get to this bit here, these last two factories aren't even able to put anything down, which is obviously a terrible idea. So we might as well just pick these up, because they're not even doing anything, weirdly. And we're going to put them back down on this side, like this. Now this is going to be a bit of an issue. I suppose this isn't too bad. We can just split these things off down here. Now what is this doing? It's sort of like putting things nowhere, isn't it? Oh, I suppose it is putting stuff down on this belt. Right, okay. So what we can do then is we can get another splitter. It's like the micromanagement part of the game now, isn't it? Doing all these weird little things just to make sure everything's running as smoothly as possible. Okay, so we're going to have to get rid of this line here, which looks like it wasn't even doing anything anyway, and bring another copper belt down like this. But we're going to need a load more of these conveyor belts, so let's just do that. Go and run and pick them up from the other side of the factory, a bit quicker than making them constantly. It's one of my pet peeves in this game. I hate constantly making things. If you can set up a factory, God forbid, the name of the game, that actually does these things for you, then it makes things a lot easier. Right, okay, so we're going to bring this down here. And actually this isn't going to work, is it, because of the way this is set up? Okay, well look, let's figure that out in a minute. So we're going to have this coming down like this, bringing the copper bars down here. Now obviously we don't want them to go onto this bit here yet. So let's just get rid of this, and then we're going to bring this, I think, like so. That should still work, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. And then we can bring this one like that. Good stuff, right, and then we'll bring all of the copper onto here and out onto this line like so. And actually we need the fast inserters here, don't we? Cool, okay, and we're going to set these to copper cables because they currently weren't doing anything, if you don't understand why I was doing this. Oh god. It wasn't because... I'm just so pedantic, man. I need to like have everything working perfectly. It gets to the point in the game where really you need to start optimizing your production facilities, because if two of these aren't even like aren't able to put down anything onto the conveyor belt, then they might as well not even be there. So as you can see now, all of these four factories are actually getting enough copper cables, which is good stuff. In fact, we're kind of having the same problem with these ones, but if you see, we're backed up anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Cool, right, okay then, so this is all working fine. That should be pumping out a few more of these circuit boards quite quickly, which is nice. Now that shouldn't be really the thing that's holding us up now. We've got loads of plastic. In fact, we don't have loads of plastic. Look at this. It's coming in rather slowly. So maybe we'll go and have a look at the plastic production. There's a couple of copper cables down there we need to get rid of. Okay, so we're getting there slowly with the speed module. Right, where is the plastic and why is it a problem? It comes up this conveyor here. It comes a very long way actually, doesn't it? And is this just... it's just a bloody thing over this way again, isn't it? Now we didn't ever connect this up because I gave up like an idiot, which is now kind of a problem. Okay, right, so what were we doing down here? We were turning all of this into sulfur. Cool, which is backed up. I guess really we could just set up a new one of these. Were we not like refining any of this into... oh, we're refining this over here. And for some reason this isn't really going anywhere? Why is this not going anywhere? A bit of investigation is needed, my friends. It's the episode of investigation. Right, so this is going in there. Petroleum gas. It's just not doing it very quickly, is it? How fast is this? Not very fast at all. Maybe we need another refinery. Because we've got a lot of this oil here, which isn't really... it's just sitting about doing nothing, frankly, which is kind of not good. Okay, so we're using some of this petroleum here, which is being used to make batteries, which are going pretty much as quickly as we can, which is good. I'm feeling as though maybe we should upgrade these to the fast inserters, just to get this going a bit quicker. And we'll do the same on this side. Okay, we've got plenty of power, have we? Yes, okay, so that's not the problem. It's just literally this petrol again, isn't it? Petroleum gas. Right, so we've got some heavy oil over here, which isn't really doing anything. But we're not pumping fast enough, really, to be too concerned about this. Right, okay, so that's using all the petroleum over here. This one is not being turned into anything. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn both of these into petroleum gas. So let's get a couple of chemical plants. We probably are going to need a couple of these. But for now we'll just do it with one. And let's figure out finally how to connect all this stuff up. Because this is going to be the problem. It's like a bit of a messy thing I've done over here, isn't it? I think we're just going to need to bring it up round this way. So let's do that. Okay. Sounds good to me, Jeff. Don't know who Jeff is, but I don't even care. Jeff is my friend. Whoever you are, Jeff. What? Okay, right, let's go underground here. Linking these two up. And then we're going to need some more underground connectors, pipes to ground. Iron plates are a problem. In fact, the iron plates are quite slow coming down here. Have we got enough of these? I think we do. We're just splitting them off in so many different directions that it doesn't appear like we have many. In fact, we don't have many. Oh well, it's fine. In fact, actually we do have a lot. They're just seemingly all missing out going down here. I guess it kind of makes sense because this is the only line that's producing iron that's going down to the bottom of the map. Maybe what we should be doing is bringing all of this. So going a little bit like this. Bringing all of these ones down instead of splitting half of them. I think that seems like a good idea. Okay then. Right, so let's get some pipes to ground. We'll get 5 of those. And copper is fine, thankfully, because we're using a lot of copper, but iron is always going to be the sticking point around here. Right, so pipes to ground. We're going to want one coming down here like this, I suppose, and then we'll bring some normal pipes down to meet up with the rest of the bloody factory down this way. Right, so we want a chemical plant over here, like this, I guess, and for this one we'll turn it from light to oil, which is going to require some more water, which is kind of easy, so we can just link it in like that. So that's the water done. In fact, that's kind of not a good place for this. We're going to move it forward by 1. I'm going to put it here like that. Okay, right, so water is going to go into here like this, and then we are going to have an underground pipe. Oh shit. Why have I done this like that? I suppose if we do this instead. It's just like a juggling of pipes, isn't it? There we go. Okay, so this will work now. Thankfully. Right, so this is now doing that. So let's power that up. In fact, we can get rid of that one. And then we can put this straight back into one of these pipes. Do we actually have any lights? Because this is very dark. I can barely see what I'm doing. Okay, so light there and light here. I keep forgetting YouTube is so dark and this game doesn't help much either. Right, how many of these circuits have we got? 69. Okay, well that's kind of a good start. Right, so this is going into maybe just another tank we can put it in for now. We'll just filter all of this off into a separate tank that can be used elsewhere. So a nice storage tank for our petroleum. We'll put this one down like this. This should start filling up nicely. Oh yeah, wonderful. Okay, so we want another chemical plant, if we can, for the heavy oil, to turn that into, again, probably just petroleum gas. Now we're probably not making enough oil over here really to be supporting all of this system. I don't think there's any more oil nearby either, which is a bit of a pain, because we're only getting 0.4 per second out of that, which isn't really great. Okay, so let's put down another one of these. I think we're probably just going to need another... Oh, this has to go into light first, doesn't it? Which then has to go into there. It's kind of okay, though, because what we can do is we can put this down a little bit more like over here, and then we can pump this into this machine. Sounds good to me. Okay, right, so we want some water coming from over this direction, and we're going to bring it into this side, maybe? Maybe we'll move it along one more. Oh yes, okay, that sounds like a lovely idea. You're so intelligent, Parky. Oh, thank you. That's so lovely to hear, because I never hear it from anyone else. Okay, right, so this is going to take in water, And then this over here is going to take in some more heavy oil and turn it into beautiful light oil. Ah, it's going to be pumped straight back into this place if we have enough pipes. There we go. Good stuff. Right, so that should now be getting light oil from that direction as well. Cool. Okay, so we're getting a nice little storage of petroleum gas over here, which we are then going to link up around this side with a load more pipes, which I'm just going to go and collect from wherever we're making them. I think it's up here somewhere. Okay. Right, we're slowly getting there. I know it seems like it's taking forever for me to get to the space stage, I suppose you could call it, of this game, but we are slowly getting there, indeed. It won't take forever. Okay, so let's just shotgun this rock out of the way. Damn rock. Okay, and bring this pipe all the way around this side, a little bit like this. I mean, there's a bit of an ugly way of doing it, but I kind of don't mind. Right, okay. So that should sort us out with a bit more petroleum now, which it looks like it is. We're just waiting on the coal being inserted, which it should be doing quite quickly. So in fact, let's just speed this coal insert up a little bit. Oh, much better. Look at this. The plastic is flowing once again, which should speed everything up. Good news, everyone. Okay, so what else can we speed up over here? It looks like we've got a lot of everything. We're just running out of these bloody oh god, what are they called? Science Pack 3s again. So what is our sticking point? The red circuit boards. So we've got a lot of red circuit... Actually, we don't have a lot of red circuit boards in here, do we? Let's put half and half in this. There we go. And I think that's pretty much it. We've got everything else that we need here. It's literally just the red circuit boards. So what else are we doing wrong here? I think it is just the plastic, but the plastic should be coming in quite nicely now. But I think just to future-proof this a little bit more, we should probably find some more oil somewhere else to turn into plastic. And there's a little deposit of oil up here. Just get the map up. Can we turn this off? I can't remember how to turn off the pollution. Is it P? No. Okay, where is oil? Oil is here. So we've got some oil over here, and we've got a big vein of oil over this side and over here. I mean, we could start training this in, actually. I'm wondering whether that'd be a good thing to do. It's not the fastest way of doing things, but we could just have a big oil pipeline, couldn't we? Yeah, sure. Big oil pipeline? Sounds good. Okay, so what we're going to need, we're probably going to need a few of these pump jacks, which are going to require even more electronic circuits. Cool stuff. Luckily enough, we do have a lot of these. 400 of them will probably be fine. So let's get 3 of those. So we've got 4 in total. And then we're going to need some refineries. We'll get 3 refineries and then some chemical plants. And we're going to need a load more of these storage tanks as well, which is probably going to require everything on this planet in order to make it. Okay, so let's get probably 5 of those storage tanks will do. And what else? We've only got 1 of these chemical plants being made, so we need some more chemical plants, which require more pipes. Okay then, let's do it. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, so we'll get maybe... That'll probably do with the chemical plants. And then a load of pipeline. Because we are going to pipeline it all the way over here. I feel like oil and iron are pretty much the 2 major things in this game that you need in order to get things working properly. So let's just stand here sucking up all these pipes that are being produced. Hopefully we should get them in quite quickly. In fact, I might just upgrade these so we can pump them out even quicker. Because man, I need a lot of piping. Okay, right, so the plan is... I mean, I guess we could do the trains, couldn't we? Just wondering whether it's a bit of a waste of time because I don't think we've even researched that yet, have we? Where is it? I have no idea. Have we researched trains? We might have done. Choo-choo? Hello, choo-choo? Please, I want train. I love trains. Okay, well, let's get a load of pipes anyway, because we are definitely going to need them. Right, so plan of action, we're going to go over here. I mean, we could maybe even link both of these up and then pipe it all the way back over here into maybe we could do it in the top side of the factory. We have a separate plastic plant producing red circuit boards. Maybe we could do that. Just have a completely separate circuit board line. Well, that sounds like a lot of effort. So maybe we could just have it going into a requester chest nearby and then take all that plastic and pump it into the system as is. Which sounds like more fun. So let's just do that. It seems like the lazy man's way of doing things, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to do an active provider chest, and actually we already got these, and a requester chest. Okay, so we've got a requester chest, which is cool beans. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this requester chest down here, and we're going to request plastic to go onto the line here, just for the future. So plastic bars, I guess we can just leave it at 100. It probably doesn't matter. Yeah, sure. Okay. Right, so let's start running over there. I don't know whether we've got enough of these pipes, but we've got a lot to set up anyway. So let's just start running over and we'll be fine. Okay, have we got enough power? It looks like the coal's fine. It's in a plentiful supply. So let's do this. We're going to have to run a lot of power over here, actually. So maybe I should start doing that as well. Medium electric poles. Make some big electric poles as well. But we can set this up without power. For now, anyway. Hopefully the aliens won't attack us. I really hope they won't. But the Speed Module 3 is taking bloody forever to complete, so at least it's giving us something to aim towards. Faster speed on the whole research stuff. Seems good. Okay, so what have we got here? 140, 104, 234 and 218. This is perfect. And 77. Cool. Okay, so let's go for the two biggest ones first. And we will do it a little bit like this, I suppose. We'll have them all going downwards and then linking together, and we'll have them all going into a central line a little bit like this and then coming down here. Right, so these are all pumping into maybe 2 or 3 different refineries. I suppose what we could do to make this even more efficient is have like a buffer of one of these. Cool, okay, let's do that. And then, out of that buffer, we can have all of our refineries, which will come out of here. Do we have our refineries? We do. Okay, good stuff. And then these are going to go in here a little bit. Maybe we should leave a gap in case, actually. There we go. So let's put down 3 for now, because I think that's probably going to be okay. So do we want advanced? I think we probably do. Or should we just have normal? I guess, are we going to need normal for anything else? Potentially. Rocket fuel. Okay, so we'll just use basic oil processing with these ones, because I think at some point we're probably going to need to turn all of this into solid fuel anyway. Okay, so then we're going to have oil going into all of these, like that. In fact, I don't know whether we're going to need another one yet, but we can always bung this other one on there at some point. And then we're going to have a really complicated setup, which is probably going to be really annoying. And this is going to go something like this. So we're going to have this going into here, and this going into here, and then we're going to have another one of these over this side, maybe like this, maybe. Okay, and then we'll move it down one. Then we're going to have to... The problem is I'm just trying not to get all these things crossed over into each other. So I think we're going to need maybe these linking up a little bit like this. Is this going to work? I think it will. Right, with underground ones connecting them up. Like that. Then another underground one coming over here with a connection like that. Okay, cool. Right, so that is now going to be light oil. And then we're going to need the heavy oil, which I suppose we can just bring down over this side instead. Just have it going in 2 different ways. Is this going to... I don't know if this is actually going to work, actually. But we'll find out very soon. Why not? Okay. In fact, I think this will be fine, if I've planned it correctly. And then this is going to go underground and then link up here. Right, so we need some more underground pipes. Shall go a little bit like this. And then out this side. And into here. Perfect. Look at this beautiful pipe work. Right, so this is where all of this oil is going to go. And then we're going to need a chemical plant like this. And this is going to go into... Oh no, this is just the fuel, isn't it? Okay, fine. Well, we'll just bring this back then. Maybe we could just do this on a train. It's just going to get so complicated if we start trying to do these things on a train, though. So I feel like maybe we'll just run a massive pipeline over here instead. Although if we're doing this, we probably need some pumps as well, which are going to require some electrical engine units, but that's okay. Because basically what happens is, the longer the pipe, the lower the pressure. So there's like proper fluid physics in these pipes, which means that you can't just have an endless pipe, because it's got to fill up the pipe, else it won't push it on. So we're going to need to have some electric pumps. So it's a bit of a major undertaking, but it doesn't really matter. I feel like that's okay. Alternatively, what am I talking about? We could just turn it into plastic straight away. So yeah, let's do that. A thing to do for next time. But if you enjoyed today's episode and want to see more, then please feel free to leave your support in the comment section below, also leave ratings, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, awkward oil baron, goodbye. Awkward.